We've got to get to our NFL picks. We've got divisional round weekend. Yeah, let's go. All right, let's see here. Updating records here. Whoops. All right. Let's get to it. Danny had a good weekend last weekend. He had the Texans. That was a winner. He had the under in the Dolphins versus Chiefs at 43.5. That hit 2-0. He had the Steelers plus 9.5. That's a loss. Packers plus 7. That's a loss. Lions and Bucks. So
Packers plus 7.
Or excuse me. Yeah, that was a win. That was a win. Wow, that makes my record a little bit better.
I got you, bro.
All right,
I got you, bro.
I went 3-3 last weekend. Little 500 weekend.
Nothing wrong with that.
Browns, that's a loss. Dolphins was a loss. The Steelers was a loss. But the Packers, I picked the NFC correctly last week. Russ went 2-4. Let's get to it. Divisional round picks. My first pick. Danny and I are in agreement. Oh, I need to get Rust's up here. 9.5. We've got 9.5 as the line on DraftKings right now for Texans at Ravens. I'm going Houston plus 9.5. That's a huge number. And Russ versus Russ, there will be a little acclimation time for Baltimore and San Francisco, which they got a massive line too. They're 9.5-point favorites as well. And Danny and I both going Texans plus 9.5. You have Jeff Russ going Baltimore minus 9.5. He's going to say, you know what? Boat race city, which, look, bold. Well, the Ravens have been...
Yeah,
they've been stomping teams, man. 56-19, 33-19, 23-7. Those are their last 3 wins against pretty good football teams in Miami, San Francisco, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who are you liking?
In that game,
yeah.
I went the over 43.5.
Hey.
Strictly because I think that the Texans are going to put up some points. CJ Stroud does a great job of finding open receivers.
Yeah.
I know that this Ravens team is
supposed to be 28 degrees.
I know they're solid defensively, but I still think that they're going to be able to score some points for the Texans. I think the Ravens win. The number is just too high.
Yep.
You got to win by 2 scores.
Yep.
That's a brutal number.
How about this little nugget for you too? Lamar Jackson is 1-8 against the spread when the Ravens are favored by 7.5 or more.
It's too many points in a divisional round playoff game, and it's not like the Texans snuck in and then very first play Joe Flacco tears his arm off his shoulder, like when the Eagles beat the 49ers in the divisional or the championship last year for the NFC.
All right, the next game on Saturday, the later kick of our double dip on Saturday, the 1 seed in the NFC, the San Francisco 49ers hosting the Green Bay Packers, fresh off an upset of the 2nd seeded Dallas Cowboys. Again, 9.5-point number here. Jeff Rust is on with me. I like Green Bay plus 9.5. I'm feeling less comfortable and confident in this one than I am with the Baltimore and Houston, but I'm going Pack to cover 9.5. I think it's about a touchdown game there. You have Danny he's going Niners minus 9.5 there.
I'm going the same as him. I've got Niners minus 9.5. This is strictly a play of Green Bay. They ran into a Cowboys team that was fraudulent. Now this Green Bay team is better than what we thought, and they're on the rise. That's very clear to me.
Yep.
San Fran is a juggernaut, and they're finally all healthy. They are going to run roughshod over this defense. I think Brock Purdy's going to continue to make the plays that he needs to put his team in the best position to win. And then defensively, they're going to get after Jordan Love, make his life a little uncomfortable. Don't love that it's at 9.5. Still
number.
Feels like the best bet in this one. Go with the Niners.
All right, my third game that I'm picking here, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading to the Detroit Fighting Lions. And the number on this one currently on DraftKings is Lions -6.5. I'm rolling with Jared Goff and the boys. You give me Detroit to cover -6.5. Touchdown game there. I like the hook on that one to kind of bait some folks into going Tampa's way. I'm going to go. I was impressed with what the Detroit Lions did in what was a tough matchup against a team that was peaking at the right time. The Rams, they get another team that's playing really damn good football right now in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I'm going to ride that kneecap biting son of a bitch, Dan Campbell, all the way to a win.
Pause. I'm going to go with the Lions -6.5, but I'm also going to go with the over at 48.5 in this one.
Yeah.
Here's why. I don't trust the Lions defense to stop the Buccaneers. I feel like every single game that they play is within one score. And so if Tampa can put up 14, 21 points, I think that the Lions, they're going to win that game probably around 28, 35 points on their end. Tampa doesn't stop a lot of guys. They were able to confuse Philly, but it feels like Philly quit. This Lions team, they didn't quit, and they're going to be bolstered by all those Detroit fans. I think that they're going to win this game. I think they're going to cover because I do think they're going to win somewhere between 7, 10 points. But I also think that there won't be enough defense played in this game. This game will go.
I got also in this Chris Godwin and Yaya Diaby, both limited in practice as of Thursday, still with injuries. And if Diaby is out, that is not good. Chris Godwin, obviously a big-time threat for Baker Mayfield in that receiving corps. Both are expected to play, but limited in practice. Something to keep an eye on. It's a clean sweep. Everybody's going Lions. Danny's got the Lions, as does Rust as well. The fourth and final game of the divisional round weekend, Chiefs +2.5 at the Buffalo Bills. Give me that road dog. We're going the Chiefs. I got KC. Look, Buffalo looked impressive at the beginning of that game against Pittsburgh Steelers, but we saw that they do have their warts, whether it's taking their foot off the gas and letting a team back in it, or it wasn't the critical mistake by Josh Allen, but you got to have Josh Allen be perfect. You had a Pittsburgh Steelers team that was out there without their inarguably their best player, TJ Watt, and they handled their business against Pittsburgh Steelers. I like Patrick Mahomes in his first road game in the playoffs ever. First ever.
It's crazy.
We started to see Rashee Rice is that guy. They ran the ball and looked comfortable doing it with Isaiah Pacheco and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now you have Travis Kelce will not have a game that was as bad. He had, 3 drops in that game?
3
drops. That is very un-Kelce-like. So give me Kansas City to I think they win outright. +2.5. Both Rust and Danny going with Buffalo.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 2 against 2 because I'm going with Kansas City +2.5. It's simple. I am not going to bet against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Yeah. If I lose, that's fine. I'm even thinking about sprinkling a little bit of money on the money line. I'm not gonna pick against him, and I'm not gonna pick against him, especially against a guy as volatile as Josh Allen. When Josh Allen is playing at peak performance, there might not be anybody better in the NFL. The problem is when bad Josh Allen comes to play, and bad Josh Allen can show up at any moment, anytime, just because he wants to, just because he takes his focus off ever so slightly. The minute bad Josh Allen comes into play, every team that they're playing against can win that game, and they're immediately let back into the game. You saw it against Pittsburgh. That Pittsburgh team should not have been able to play with Buffalo. I'm going to go with KC, and I might even sprinkle on the money line.
It was never got mildly uncomfortable there when it was a 1-score game, but they built up a lofty cushion in that game against Pittsburgh. That's I think hardest game to get a read on as we head into divisional round weekend. Kansas City Buffalo should be a great football game. Those are our picks against the spread. We're going to do a conference championship game next weekend and then the Super Bowl. Think about this. 7 games are left in the NFL season.
That's so sad.
7 games left in football.
Cherish every moment.